So today, guys, I'm going to be doing a summary of what we just saw from the Division 2 devs. We got to see Yannick and Daria, and they talked a little bit about the DLC, not too much, but they gave us an update. So this is the first artwork that they showcased us. And first off, they did show us what the name of the new DLC, well, the DLC is going to be called. It's called Battle for Brooklyn. So the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn, that is what the DLC will be called. They did say that the DLC is a DLC, not an expansion like Warlords, giving us the hint that it's not going to be as big as Warlords. So let's just put that out there right now. Now, the first artwork we got to see was this one right here, which is actually pretty cool. The one thing that stood out to me is the tree colors. It looks like it is fall time. So, now we are headed, we were in the summer, and the Brooklyn DLC is at least fall. We're not gonna get snow, but that's actually good news, because what that would lead us up to is, say when this launches, maybe when the Division 3 comes out, we'll be in winter time again, or it could be seasonal weather, but who knows. But yeah, this is the first artwork we got to see. This area right here kind of reminds me a lot of that first area in Division 1. You remember when you first went in there? That's winter time, obviously. And obviously that could be part of this DLC. Now, we do know that it is fall time, so that is something for you guys to keep in mind. So a little bit of weather change, not the winter that we want, but this is actually pretty cool. You see 3 agents, you see Save Brooklyn, and then you see the taxi cab, you see the police car, and that's pretty much what we notice here. 3 specialization, doesn't look like any new ones, because you have the demolitionist, the gunner, the sharpshooter. So everything else looks the same. Didn't see anything else that really stood out to me. There is fire burning in the background, and then obviously you just see the change of the colors. So they did say that this DLC will be dropping this year, so 2025. And a lot of people got confused because they said, well, it said it's not dropping in year 6, but year 6 ends at the end of March. And then year 7 starts about April. So obviously you guys will know it's not going to drop before season 3 drops, which we're going to get into right now, but maybe after that, or all the way up till December. You know that because they said this year, so we could be from April to December, who knows. But we know it is dropping in 2025 for any of you guys wondering. The first thing we're going to get into is they actually showed us the new modifiers. They didn't get in too much detail, but the new global modifier, I think a lot of you guys are actually going to enjoy it. One thing I did want to mention is XP buff for if you have the modifiers on. So you're going to get a little bit more XP for using the modifiers. Is something that they did say to reward players and to have players actually try them and see how they like them. By eliminating enemies, kills, multi-kills, headshots, skill kills, and tactical. So the more kills you get, the more powerful you become. And obviously you guys can see here, bonuses are calculated from 1 to 25%. And that's 5% weapon damage, skill damage. Swift is 10% weapon damage. Ruthless, 51 to 78, 15% weapon damage, 15% movement speed, 10% reload speed. Savage, 20% weapon skill damage. You can see Unstoppable, 20% weapon damage, 20% movement speed, 20% reload speed, 25% rate of fire, and skill overcharge. So if you are in the 96 to 100%, if you build that bar, you become very powerful. Now, it does say blacklisted enemies, random enemies marked during combat provide bonus momentum and 10% weapon handling, critical hit chance when killed. Taking damage from blacklisted enemies slows momentum gains by 50%. So you got to be careful of taking damage for them. But I will tell you, he did show a little bit of gameplay. And let me show you if I can show you the little momentum stacks he had. So you can see this is your stack bar right here. So this right here is the meter bar. So if you're looking for it, this is what it's talking about. As you fill it up, the higher you get it, the stronger you get. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind, which is actually pretty cool. So I actually think this is going to be great for run and gun players, and I think players overall will like it. Now, there is something cool that I want you guys to take a look at, is we got to see the enemy modifier, which I think is a lot better than last one. We're not getting shocked. We're not getting disoriented. We're not being put on fire. We don't have any reduced damage towards them, but they get stronger. So theirs is 10% rate of fire, 10% movement speed, 10% armor and health. It says chapter 4. As you push through the season chapters, frenzy becomes more common. So as you get to chapters, and those are for your journey, right? So that's what it means there. So as you push through, they're going to get stronger, which is kind of cool, right? Because you're getting stronger, you're getting passive talents, you're getting active talents. So that's really good there. But overall, they just can shoot faster, move faster, and then they have armor and health regen, which I think for us, if we're already putting out a lot of damage, so for running gun players, not a bad one at all. I think Frenzy is actually a really good one. And then for the 3 active modifiers, you have Overdrive, Tactical Supremacy, and Vendetta. This one right here, Overdrive, bonuses 20 seconds, 30% weapon damage, 30% skill damage, 30% rate of fire, and unlimited ammo supply. He doesn't go into all of them. The PTS does go live tomorrow, so we'll get into that soon. And then he shows a little bit of the passive modifiers. Again, there are 12 different ones. Improving damage overall on your skills is what this, I feel like this season is all about skills, and then obviously running gunning for probably your active and your active modifier, right? So that's not bad. So overall a little bit, but definitely this season's a lot about skills. Now, he did say to unlock all of your passive and active modifiers, now they will be unlocked through your seasonal journey. So at 3, you'll get your first 3, you'll see explosive amp, critical recovery, critical momentum. So you'll get your passive and your active modifiers all from the seasonal journey. So he did say that is a big change that they're doing this season. They really want players to get through this. They did get into a lot of the exotics, and I'll tell you, I was not very excited about them. And I'm trying to get to it right now so we can kind of go over them. So we have the Oxpecker. I'll tell you, the talent on this is a little underwhelming for me. We didn't get to see the mods. It says, while having a shield deployed, you lose shield health at a rate of 10% per second. Your shield receives repairs of 25% of the damage dealt by this weapon. So when you pop your shield up, if you're doing damage, it'll repair it. So your shield could stay up longer. But again, would you give up this weapon for something maybe like the Dark Winter? You know, something that's gonna put out damage. I don't know. I just don't really see it, but the PTS is tomorrow, so I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be testing it. But again, I just don't really see me using that weapon. Just based off reading it, I definitely still need to try it. They also get into the Exodus gloves. Now this one, it has smoke screen as the talent, and it says, on armor break, you drop a smoke bomb at your feet, concealing you from enemies for 3 seconds. First thing I thought about is Call of Duty. We talked about this on stream. Call of Duty, when you get down, you drop a smoke to cover you. I guess maybe the enemies don't see you. I just don't know how. Is it worth it giving up something like the Memento, Coyote, Catharsis, stuff like that for something like this? I don't know. We'll definitely have to check it out. And then there's an exotic backpack called Birdie's Quick Fix Pack. Now, it's called Combat Medic. It does have skill haste, repair skills. It comes with a yellow core. So what Combat Medic does is 50% revive speed. So you revive people 50% faster. Negative 50% weaker debuff timer. Provides 50% damage resistance to both agents while reviving. So that means, you could probably get somebody up if you're reviving. And for 5 seconds after successfully revived, successful revives provide plus skill tier for 30 seconds, or revives as skill tier 6, grant overcharge for 15 seconds. I just don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think this is something you use? Again, another bag that I think exotic components, to be fair, if we want to be honest. They did showcase the green gear set, which I think is actually going to be really good for people who want to use skills that put out a lot of damage, and then in return, they're getting healing for their team. So the 2-piece gives you 15% status effects. The 3-piece gives you 25% skill damage. But look what the 4-piece does. Return to sender. Receive repairs of 10% of your damage dealt by your skills. Your allies receive repairs of 20% of the damage dealt by your skills. So if you have a striker drone, assault turret, putting out a lot of damage, right? Boom, you could be getting chunks back. 10% of the damage dealt by your skills comes back to you. 20% comes back to your thing. So not bad. I could see maybe some people were testing this out. I guess it was something you have to test. On paper, it looks like it could be something, but testing will probably be what really decides this one. So for the backpack talent, it says over-engineered, while full armor repairs received from return to sender will provide bonus armor up to 40%. So if you're running the backpack talent, which I'm not sure on a build like this you would, but if you are, it can provide bonus armor up to 40%. So something you have to test out. Now, this does not apply to your allies, so it's only for you. So is it really worth it? Probably not. You probably want something that will give you a little bit more damage, right? And then for the chest piece talent, increase the repairs received from return to sender from 10% to 25%, and then from 20% to 35%. Could that be good? Again, you probably want something else that puts out extra damage. If you're a skilled damage player, probably glass cannon. I don't know. Tons of different chest piece talents you could put there. Would you run this instead of that? I think running a 4-piece is possible, but maybe not the chest and backpack. One thing they did add is inventory space will be going up. So your stash space will be going up to 400, well, possibly going up to 400. They did say that you do have to have owned Warlords of New York to get 50. And then if you own the season 1 of Warlords, the season 1 that came out, which is still in the store. So if you own Warlords of New York and you own that season 1, you get 100 spaces. So 50 for each. So if you guys have those, well, you should be getting an increase in space for the new season. We are going to look for Agent Kelso. So we are looking for her. They did show her. So that is the season 3 manhunt. They did show us the new name backpack, Axel. It has perfect energize. Using an armor kit grants 1 skill tier for 15 seconds. If already at skill tier 6, grants overcharge. Again, probably something I wouldn't use. Let me know in the comments if it's something you use. And then there is a pair of knee pads called Shiny Monkey Gear. And then it says 16% status effects on there. Kind of like the status effect gloves that we have on the Sokolov, but they have this right here. Again, I guess maybe just play with it, see how it likes it. It does come on the new brand set, which has 15% skill duration, 5% skill efficiency, and 52% repair skills. That is the new brand set that is coming out. Also, they showed us the new weapons. There is the Rusty and the Goalie. It's called Perfect Pressure Point. Amplifies weapon damage by 15% to enemies under status effects. So on the Goalie and then on the RPK, the Rusty, those are the 2 perfect talents that are coming with this season. So looks like we have 3 exotics, 2 named weapons. We have 2 named items, a brand set, a gear set, and I think that's pretty much it, right? What do you guys think about this season? What do you guys think about the news for the DLC? I don't know. I'm still unsure about it, but I am glad that the DLC is coming out. Hopefully, I hope this summer, maybe a little bit after. And then I am hopeful. Well, this season, I don't know, guys. I'm just not too excited about it. I think the active modifiers probably will be something I'll play. I'll unlock the journey. I'll do the season. But again, I don't know. Not a big fan of the gear that we're getting. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Hey, nothing but skills out.